What's going on? Dylan Conrad, Metabolic AF. Today I'm going to be talking to you about eating more to lose weight. Before I get into that, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, turn notifications on. Spotify, iTunes, please like, rate, and review. You're going to have to excuse my voice, my sniffling. I have the worst allergies. I've had allergies since like 4 a.m. It's now like 7:30. Horrible. I get really bad allergies. I didn't grow up like this. I didn't grow up with bad allergies. It happened like in my 20s randomly. And I don't know, we're in January, so I don't know why I'm getting these allergies now. I think it's because we keep getting rain and stops and this and that. Stuff's growing and stopping to grow, whatever. Anyways, it's horrible. Nothing seems to help. So if you have any good tips for me, please let me know ASAP. So today you're listening to this on Wednesday. There's a podcast released on Monday. Interview with Chris Worth, who is the host of No Quit Living. It's available on all wherever you can listen to podcasts. And if you haven't listened to that yet, go back and listen to it. It is so good. And I always talk about with you and my clients, like, it's 80% nutrition, it's 20% training, and it's 100% mindset, right? Habits, all that stuff. And he goes deep into mindsets, things that you can immediately implement, and a lot of different like ways to look at things. He also asked some like really good questions. He asked when I interviewed him on my podcast, which you guys already listened to. I was on his podcast, No Quit Living, should be available already. He asked some great questions, really good duties out of I think Connecticut, and we were linked up, and he's awesome. Really love his stuff. So definitely, regardless of how you're doing in your journey right now, if you're struggling to get motivation, if you're already on one, whatever, like, he will take you to the next level. Good stuff. We celebrated my daughter's 4th birthday, Julie. Excuse me. Took her to Disneyland. Super fun. I haven't been there in like 8 years. I don't know who had more fun, me or Julie. If you are pregnant or under the age of 5, do not go on. We made this mistake in Toontown. They have like a roller coaster. I think it's like the railway, whatever. And we walk in. I'm like, is this? My wife's doing April with twins. Didn't know that. So she's obviously got a big bump. And I walk in, and I was like to the employee, I said, hey, is this ride okay for pregnant women? Like, yeah, no problem, you're good. I was like, oh, what about a 4-year-old? She's like, oh, dude, totally fine. I'm like, okay, great. I should have known when we got into that ride, because right when we got into that ride, there's a bar that goes across, and you're supposed to pull that bar down, and we pulled it down, and it was like right in Allie's stomach, my wife's stomach. And like hitting it, and I had to actually raise my hand and be like, hey, you guys need to release this because it's too tight on her belly. And so we reset it, and then like within the first 10 seconds, it's like jerking everywhere. It's pushing Allie into its belly into the bar across her. Julie starts crying. It's a nightmare. Don't go to Toontown on Railway. Hang out with the characters and don't go on that ride. It's horrible for kids and pregnant women. So yeah, and then that's a little life update. Just wanted to, obviously I'm interviewing a lot of people, and I don't get to talk and kind of update what's going on. We have a couple new employees at DC Fitness. Really excited to get them started. Admin support, representative work should be really good. And okay, so let's get into our subject. Eat more to lose weight. I've talked to so many people these last couple weeks, and it's always like, I don't eat anything. I can't lose weight. Now, there's a couple reasons that could be. You could be eating barely anything, thinking you're eating barely anything, but you have a ton of hidden calories, so you're actually eating at maintenance or a surplus. And that's a lot of times the case, actually. Like, when you start measuring your food with surgical precision and actually like logging it and barcoding the foods in MyFitnessPal that you're actually eating, you notice like, oh shit, I'm not eating 600 calories like I thought it was. I'm eating like 1600 calories. It's very easy. They actually do a lot of studies, and even nutritionists who have experience obviously with portions and food, they underestimate their food in some cases up to like 40%, and that's from like people that are doing this for a living, right? And so, in your fat loss journey, even when you're building up your metabolism with what I'm going to get into, reverse diet, our metabolic priming system, it is very important to be surgically precise. Now, obviously, like weighing your food and logging it is not sustainable, but if you are losing weight or building up your metabolism, you are in the middle of your Rocky cutscene. Like, it sucks. You're hitting meat in the freezer and it's hard work. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, it sucks, dude. I get it. I've been there a million times. But, it's actually a gift too, because I was talking with this Chris Worth the other week. It's good to do hard things. And actually, like, you have a part in your brain that when you do things that you don't want to do, it actually grows and your brain grows, right? Now, obviously, is brain growth make you smarter? No, but more connections make you smarter, and that's what all the research is at right now with the anterior cingulate cortex, I think it's called. Anyways, back on track. So, what is a reverse diet? So we call it our metabolic priming system because we do it a little bit differently, and I'll take you through kind of how we do it. But a reverse diet is basically when you are structurally and strategically eating more over time. Now, what I mean by over time is like weeks, months, years, not just like hours of the day. It's like eating more food throughout the day or out the week. It's like week to week, month to month, right? And so you're bringing up your food slowly and strategically to increase your metabolic set point. Now, when was this discovered? Who was this originally discovered for? It was actually originally discovered for like bodybuilders and physique athletes who were coming off these really extreme dieting. They had to get diet down to like 5% body fat for men and like, sub 10 for women, which is very, very low. And so these are like very low, calories and it does down regulate your metabolism as you eat too little food. So your body will start decreasing its metabolism based on the food that you're getting in. It's a, survival mechanism. And so after that, what they realized is like, oh, okay, if I don't just like go back to what they were finding is that when they were going back to eating normal, they would gain weight. When they slowly and strategically brought their food back up slowly, they didn't gain any weight. And so this is why my belief is that 95% of diets fail, because they put you in these extreme deficits. And if you go back to eating normal, you gain the weight because your metabolism is downregulated, right? So the science behind this is metabolic set point theory. Increasing food a little bit, you bump up your intake, then your metabolism adapts by bumping up its metabolism. Now, if you do this slowly, you will not put on any body fat, right? And you will actually probably still continue to lose body fat because you'll be in a calorie deficit. So if you eat in a surplus, you're going to gain weight, right? But if you change your metabolic set point to increasing that maintenance, what is maintenance? Let me actually backtrack. So maintenance is basically how many calories your body needs to just maintain its body composition, so the body fat level. Now, if you're in a surplus, you're going to gain body fat. If you're in a deficit, you're going to lose body fat, right? It's a law of thermodynamics. It's a law, so you can't really debate. It's not a theory. It's a law. So, but you can create a new set point for your metabolism by slowly and structurally eating more food over time, right? So, who needs a reverse diet? If you're listening to this, you're like, I eat nothing and I don't lose weight. Okay, it's like we need to quantify that. Are you actually eating nothing? Or are you eating 600 calories, but really 1,600 calories? Excuse me. So who needs one? So you don't need one if you're ballparking your food and you're not like measuring anything out. You don't do this because you're just going to gain weight. But if you are pretty skilled with macros, even just like, MyFitnessPal, and you're consistent with your habits, and you're eating a low amount of food. Now, obviously, that's going to be subjective, but if you're eating a very low amount of food and you're either not losing any body fat or it's very, very stagnant and slow, then consider doing a reverse diet. If you just came off a big weight loss, because as you lose weight, your metabolism decreases, there's less of you, there's less energy needed. In that case, you would want to do a reverse diet. And that's what we do in our system. So in our metabolic priming phase, when we finish out our clients' quote unquote, well, not quote unquote, or their fat loss phase, right? When they get to their goal physique, then we need to build that metabolism back up so they don't gain the weight back, right? But a lot of times we actually find that, our clients will be weighing and measuring and surgically precise, eating very low amounts of food and not seeing any progress. So in that case, we actually do need to eat more, do a reverse diet to lose the weight. Now, how we do it in our metabolic priming phase, we have our clients get their weight every single day. We take the averages, compare those from week to week, so we have clear feedback and data, and then we adjust the food based on that. So if the bump in weight and even physique photos is not give the body a little more time to increase its metabolism. Then once we do that and we see that there's no weight bump or the progress pictures look better or the same, then we bump up food, right? So if you're coming off a fat loss phase, you've already hit your goal, you would need one. If you're tracking, weighing, measuring, MyFitnessPaling all your food and eating a low amount of food, you need to probably do a metabolic priming reverse diet. And if you are, if you are basically I would say those are the two types of people that would really need a reverse diet off the top of my head. That's how you implement it. I wouldn't do this without a coach, since it's very tough unless you're someone who does a ton of research and very skilled and know as much as a trainer would. But you can also just experiment on yourself. So as long as it depends on the parameters, but some people use 0.25 pounds per week. As long as you don't go above that on average, you can bump food up 50 to 100 calories and kind of use that as your barometer. I mean, I have a client, Caitlin. She is, I think, 30 years old, so she's younger. She eats 2,800 calories. She is, I think, 5'3", but she weighs 120 pounds. 2,800 calories to maintain her body composition. That's her maintenance. Wild, right? And so because we took the time to really get good at weighing, logging, measuring food, implementing it, and she got good at her adherence. She didn't miss any days because we made it very sustainable and realistic. She eats candy at night. It's pretty easy for her to implement. And she's just someone who has that mindset where if she sets her mind to do it, she's going to get it done no matter what. And if you don't have that mindset, go listen to Chris Worth's episode. Really, really good. Excuse me, my allergies are still horrible. But anyways, so eating more to lose weight, you may or may not need to. If you need help with this, you're a woman, I'll put the link for our Metabolic AF program. If you're a man, I'll put our link to our Men's Shred program. We can help you out. And if you feel like you need a reverse diet or metabolic priming, put that in. But if you're just I am not 1,000% where I want to be in terms of my physique or my health or my lifestyle, whatever it is, we can definitely help you out. So anyways, love y'all. Happy Wednesday and rock and roll.